Hello, my first graders. Today we are working on lesson 6.1. That's page 331 in your math book. So remember, we're in our new math book. If you don't have your new math book, you need to tell either me or a grown-up at home so we can figure out how to get you your math book. All right, so pause and find this page. The other thing I would like you to find is your hundreds chart. So in your new math book, you had a new hundreds chart. If you have your old one, you could use your old one. Doesn't matter which one. So pause, find this page and your hundreds chart, okay, and then hit play when you're ready. All right, my first graders. So if you're hitting play, you're ready to go. You're on the page, you've got your hundreds chart ready. Says, Debbie saw this page in a puzzle book. 2 rows of numbers are missing. Use what you know about counting to write the missing numbers. Okay, so we need to think, well, what do we remember about counting? Look at where it starts. The number starts here at 21. We need to think, well, what number would come right before 21? So we can do 2 things. We can think about it, right? Use what we know. What number do you say right before you say 21? Okay, one of the ways that you can do that is by counting and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up until you get to 21 and think, okay, what number is missing? The other thing we can do is also use our hundreds chart, and we can look and see, okay, well, where is 21? Well, here's 21 right here. What numbers are above it? Well, right above it is 11. So I can put 11 in on my chart right here because I see here's 21. Right above it is 11. So let's think about what we know. Well, can we count from 11? Sure. 11. What comes next? 12. So 11, 12. What comes next? 13. I want you to finish this row. Okay, what number comes after? And what comes after 13? Okay, so hopefully at this point you can just keep counting 11, 12, 13, and keep going. If you need to keep going back and starting from scratch and counting as you go, okay, starting from 11, 12, 13, think about what comes next, you can. Okay, if you need to, right, if you can't think of your numbers, you might need to use your hundreds chart to help you. But I really want you to try at this point in first grade, we should be able to count on from 11. So pause, finish filling in your row, hit play when you're ready. All right, if you're hitting play, that means you finish filling out this row. So let's see, check our work and see if it makes sense. So you had 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so if you need to pause to check your work, you can. Make sure your numbers are written the right way, right? When we do our teen numbers, the 1 comes first and then the next part. Okay, like 15, 1 and 5, 14, a 1 and a 4. Check and make sure your numbers are written the right way. Okay, and I want to show you 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And when we go to the next row, 21, 22. So it keeps going. Okay, so see how counting, we go in order and then we go down to the next row. All right, now we need to figure out this top number. Well, we can think what comes right before we say 11. What number do you say right before 11? If you're not sure, you can go back to the beginning and recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, to figure out what comes before 11. All right, so if we need to, if we don't know what comes before 11, we can use our hundreds chart. Well, what comes right above 11? There's the 1, right? That row would start with 1. So let's count on from 1. 1, 2. What comes next? 3. All right, you keep going. Pause. When you're done, hit play to check. If you're hitting play, it's because you're ready. Let's check it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we filled in the 2 rows that were missing, okay? So when we use a hundreds chart, okay, and we even have it written down on both hundreds charts we gave you, when we count by ones, that means getting one more. We go across when we're counting. We get to the end, and we have to go to the next row. Go across, we go to the next row. Across, next row, okay? That's when we're counting by ones. One more. And we call it counting by ones because each time you're getting one more. For example, I have 1 pen. If I got one more, it would be 2, right? Just like that. 1, 2. If I got another one, that's a pencil, 3, right? So each time it's one more. It's counting by ones. Okay, usually when we call it, we just say it's counting in order, but it's really counting by ones. Each time we're getting one more. If you have 3, you get one more, you have 4. 4, one more, 5. Okay, counting by ones going across. On the side of our hundreds charts, we have counting by tens. We're going to talk about this later and what it means to count by tens, but I want you to understand that it's called counting by ones when you talk about what's the next number, because the next number is one more. So if you have 3, you get one more, it's 4. See? If you have 4, you get one more, it's 5. If you have 5, you get one more, it's 6. 6, one more is 7. 7, one more is 8. 8, one more is 9. 9, one more is 10. Okay, so it's counting by ones. No matter where you start on the hundreds chart, it's counting by ones, okay, when you're going across and your number gets bigger by one more. So if I was to pick, any number, 63. If I started at 63 and somebody told me to count by ones to get one more, 63, one more would be 64. One more would be 65, 66, 67. Do you see how we're going across? 68, 69, 70. That's going one more. Now remember, if you get to the end and you're still counting on one more, you have to go to the next row. So after 70 comes 71. And then you keep going, one more. Okay, until you get to the next row. And one more, you'd have to go down, keep down a row to keep going. Okay, we're going across. All right, I want you to understand that because that's going to be important in the next lessons that we're doing. So we're going to turn the page. Okay, it says count forward, write the numbers. So when we count forward, okay, when we count forward, it means we're counting one more. We're getting one more. We're going forwards. But remember, you get to the end, you got to go to the next row to keep going. Okay, that's what we're going to be working on today. They do give you a hundreds chart, but it's rather small. I'd like you to use the big one if you have it instead of this small one. Okay, the bigger one is easier for you to see the numbers and not get out of order. All right, write the numbers. So they have us starting at 10. Notice each time we start at a different spot. Okay, they do that because they want you to know that no matter where you start, that you can count on one more. So here they started at 10. So here's my 10. Remember, I'm at the end. There's nothing over here, so I have to go to the next row. After 10 comes 11, and look at that, they wrote 11. What comes after 11? 12. It's important to say these numbers out loud as we go because you need to know what each number is. We should know our numbers 1 to 100 at this point. Okay, 1 to 100 for first grade. So we want to say those numbers out loud for practice. Okay, let's go back. We have 10, 11, 12. What comes next? 13. And some of you might know that because you just know your numbers in order, which is wonderful. And if you don't know that, you find 12 and you look, what comes next? 13. All right, what comes next? 14. So we fill that in. Okay. Now our starting number changed. We have to watch for that each time. Now we're starting at 100. And each time we're moving forward, we're getting one more. Okay, so I'm going to help you with these numbers as we go so that we know how to say them. Here's 100. If I get one more, it's 101. Say that for me. 101. Okay. After 101 comes 102. So let's write that. 102 looks like a 1, a 0, and a 2. Okay, it's only the last number that's changing. 100, 100, 101, 102. What do you think is going to be next? 103. And there it is on our hundreds chart too. 103. That's a 1, a 0, and a 3. And if I'm not sure what it looks like, I use my hundreds chart to check it out. All right, 100, 101, 102, 103. What comes next? 104. I'm going to write that in. Okay, now look, new starting number. 110. To read this, boys and girls, we look at this place. This is the hundreds place, 100, and then we have the number 10. Okay, 110. So look at this. This is 111. Do you see that? 111. So let's look at our chart. Big number, so towards the bottom, right? 110, 111. What comes next? 112. So let's write that. 112. So think number 1 for 100 and then the number 12. So let's look. 110, 111, 112. What comes next? 10, 11, 12, 113. So 1 for the hundreds place and then the number 13. So take a look at this. Here's where we were. 111, 112, 113. What's coming after 113? 114. So let's write that in. 114. Good. And if we were to keep going, right? 114, 115, 116. Do you see how it keeps going? We say the 100 and then we'd say what comes after it. Okay. It says use a counting chart. That's this. Count forward. Write the numbers. Okay. So we're going to use our counting chart. We call it our hundreds chart. And we're going to count forward. We want to find our spot and then look and see what comes next. All right. So we start at 114. So we have to find 114 on our hundreds chart. Where do you think 114 is going to be? Towards the top or towards the bottom? Towards the bottom. It's a big number, isn't it? It has 100 in it. So we're going to look for this number, 114. Well, do you see? Look down there where we start with our hundreds. Yeah, down here, right? So look, 111, 12, 13. There it is, 114. What comes next? 115. So I'm going to write this in. 115. Let me see if I can scoot this way. 115. What comes next? 116. Okay, I want you to keep going. finish filling in these numbers. Hit play when you're ready. If you're hitting play, it's because you're ready to check your work. If not, pause and finish. All right, we had 114, 115, 116. We need 117, 118, 119, 120. How did you do? Did you get that? Yeah, and look at this, 100, and there's the number 20. All right, let's go on to the next row. Look, new starting number, 51. So we want to find 51 on our hundreds chart. Look at the first number. It's a 5. Do you see where the first number starts as a 5? Hey, is that our number? 51? Yes, it matches a 5 and a 1. The number's in the right order. Okay, so now we have to see, counting one more, what comes next? 51, 52. What comes next? 53. I want you to finish filling in these numbers. Finish going across. So pause, hit play when you're ready to check. All right, if you're hitting play, you're ready, you filled these in, you're ready to check. So we have 54, 55, 56, 57. All right, if you made a mistake, pause and fix it. All right, next, here we are at 94. Okay, I want you to find the number 94. Look, it starts with a 9. So go in your hundreds chart. Look and see where you see is starting with a 9. Start with 94. I want you to write the next numbers. Okay, go ahead and pause. You're going to finish filling this out. Hit play when you want to check. All right, if you're hitting play, you're ready to check your work. So we had 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. If you made a mistake, pause, fix your work, and then you can come back. All right, let's look at this one together. This is 78. Let's find 78 on our hundreds chart. It starts with a 7. So let me go down. See, do I see one that starts with a 7? Oh, there, that starts with a 7. So now I'm going to go over. Here's my 78. All right, so what comes after 78? 79. Let's fill in the 79. After 79 comes 80, 8 and a 0. Now, my row is finished, but what do I do when I finish and I need one more? I have nothing over here, so I need to go down to the next row. So after 80 comes 81. Then what comes next? 82. What's after 82? 83. After 83 comes 84. All right, and that's the end of that row right there. Okay, so each time I'm going one more, but you need to remember when you're close to the end, right? You get to the end of the row, you have to go down to the next row and think about your numbers as you go. 79, 80, say it as you go. 80, 81. All right, boys and girls, I want you to do number 5 and number 6. Look where you're starting. 35. Okay, you can find it on your hundreds chart. You're counting on, and then you're going to try at 105. 4. Be careful with this one because you're in your hundreds. Okay, so you might want to look at your hundreds chart to be sure. Okay, hit play when you want to check your work. All right, if you're hitting play, that means you did all this. You're ready to check and see how you did. If not, pause. Finish this on your own first. I want to see what you can do. So here's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And then we went to the next row, 41. All right, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. All right, boys and girls, if you need to pause to check your work or to fix something, go ahead and do that. All right, my first graders, let's look across the page if you're ready. You're going to be doing the same thing where you are counting forward by 1, right? Each time, 1 more. So I'm not going to have you do all of these. I would like you to work on 7, 9, and 11. Okay, I'd like you to work on these ones. You can use your hundreds chart, find the starting number, and then count forward, right? So if I'm starting for this one, I'd find the number 19, right? And look through it. Oh, it starts with a 1. Here it is, right? Make my number match. And then I'm going to count on. Now, some of you know your numbers and you know what comes after 19 and you can count forward. Some of you might need your hundreds chart, okay? So you're going to work on these 3 problems where you're starting at your number and counting on. When you're finished, hit play to check your work. So pause. When you're ready, hit play. If you're hitting play, that means you are ready to check your work. You did the problems under here and you're ready. So let's check our work. Okay, for number 7, we started at 19. Check your numbers. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, if you need to pause to check it, you can. Okay, then we did this row. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68. Okay, and our bottom row. 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. Okay, if you made any mistakes, just pause and fix it. You want to make sure that your numbers look like mine. Okay, 108 should be a 1, a 0, an 8. Okay, a 109, a 1, a 0, a 9. And then same thing, 110, 1, 1, 0. So you want to make sure your numbers look like mine because if they don't, that means you wrote a different number. Right. Math on the spot. Remember, you can check this video out. We have this on our math resources material for math. Use a counting chart to write the numbers counting forward. So wait a minute. Look at this. We're missing all these beginning numbers. The first number they give us is 120. So let's take our hundreds chart and find 120. So think about that. Where would 120 be? Towards the top or the bottom? The bottom. Look, there's our hundreds. Do you see a 1, a 2, a 0? Last one, isn't it? Now look at where our numbers go. Are they after 120 or before 120? They're before, so we're going backwards. So 120, what comes right before that? 119. So it's a 1, a 1, and a 9. Okay, 119. What comes right before? So look at the direction we're going. We're going backwards. Oh, what comes right before that? 118. Do you see how we're going backwards? So we started here, 120, 119, 118, 117. All right, so let's keep going. So we started here, 120, 119, 118, 117. What comes next? 116. All right. I bet you can find your last number. Think about it. We're going backwards. What comes right before 116? Remember, we keep going back. What number is that? 115. 115. All right. Let's take a look over here. If you need to pause at any time, because I know they're big numbers to write, you can. There is an unknown number in the sequence counting forward. The number is greater than 51. The number is less than 53. What is the unknown number? Okay, so when we have a missing number, right, and they give us clues, we have to be detectives and figure out what's the missing number. So they said it's greater than 51. That means it's bigger. Greater means bigger. Is bigger than 51, but the number is less than 53. It's smaller. So we need to find these two numbers, 51 and 53. So here's my hundreds chart. I'm going to find 51. Oh, there it is. 51. I'm going to put my finger on it. And then I need to find the number 53. So if that's 51, 52, 53. What number am I sandwiching? What number is between my two fingers? What number is between 51 and 53? Bigger than 51? Smaller than 53? 52. My missing number is 52. So we're going to be doing a lot of those, boys and girls. They show up all the time where they want us to find the unknown number. Unknown, that word unknown just means missing number or a number that we don't know what it is. Okay, and when they give us clues, we have to find the numbers they're giving us clues about and see what's in between. Okay, so we're kind of sandwiching a number. Okay, when you're ready, turn the page. It says use a counting chart. Draw and write the numbers to solve. So counting chart, again, is the same thing as 100s chart. The bag has 99 buttons. Draw more buttons so there are 105 buttons in all. Write the numbers as you count. So they want us to count on from 99 to 105. So let's do it this way. We're going to make, because it says draw, so we're going to write the numbers to solve. So let's start with 99 over here, because that's the first number that they give us. They want us to start at 99, and then we're going to count on till we get to 105. So you ready? We can use our hundreds chart to help us. So here's 99. 99. What comes next after 99? 100. So let's write the number 100. Okay, let's see what comes next. After 100, oh, gotta go to the next row. 101. So let's write that down. I'm using commas to separate my numbers. Makes it easier so I know my numbers. So 99, 100. 101, what's coming next? 102. I'm going to write that down. Comma to separate. Okay, I'm not to 105 yet. I got to keep going. 102, what comes next? 103, 101, 102, 103. What comes next? 104. I'm almost there. Remember, they want us to go to 105. Okay, 102, 3, 4, 100, 105. Okay, so we wrote our numbers, right? From 99 to 105. So it says draw more buttons, so there are 105 buttons in all. So we started with 99, so let's put a circle around 99 because that's how many we started with. Okay, 99. That's how many was in the bag. Maybe I'll make it look like a bag. Give it a little bag at the top. All right, so that's how many we started with. Okay, so now we have to draw, it says draw more buttons, so there are 105 buttons. So we have a bag of 99. So number 100 button, number 101 button, 102 button, 103 button, 104 button, 105. So how many extra buttons did we have to make? We started with 99 in a bag. Then we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra buttons. Okay, as we counted on. All right. It says we're going to skip number 15. We're skipping that for right now. Look at the bottom one. Tito counts 105 cubes. Then he counts forward some more cubes. Write the missing numbers. So they want us to start at 105 and they want us to count on one more. So if this is 105, that would be 106, right? 106. Okay, I want you to finish it. You might need to look at your hundreds chart and find the 105 and see what are the next numbers you're counting on. You have to kind of write small because they don't give you much space. So pause when you're ready to check your work. Hit play when you're ready to check your work. All right, let's see how you did. So we had 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111. Okay, so if you made a mistake, stop and fix it. Make sure you can use if you made a mistake, make sure you're using your hundreds chart to help you. All right, boys and girls, you're going to work on your personal math trainer.